There's a lot of attention on you, and one of the reasons why is this super interesting business model. The robots basically can assess the structural integrity of various facilities, core energy infrastructure. But actually, a big part of your business is AI and data. You sell them as a package. Give us the basics on Gecko Robotics, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Well, the company was started out with this mission of diagnosing the health of the built world. And so I started out of a college dorm with that ambition and mission. And what we were able to understand and determine is if we start with a foundation of understanding the health of built structures, whether it's a dam or a bridge, a vessel, an oil and gas refinery, whatever the physical structure is, if you understand the health of that, you begin to get really good at understanding how these facilities work and function. And then what we've done is we've used all that information and data and the processing data from the facilities and also the smart sensors that we've built to be able to create an operating platform to help those facilities run, in some cases, 20% less cost for CapEx and running those facilities, but also operate 5, 10, 15% more efficient in some cases. And so the applications on defense and commercial are enabled because we have an unfair data advantage.
For someone that's never seen a Gecko Robotics robot scaling a wall, explain what it looks like, how many of them are out there and deployed in the real world, and what kinds of commercial businesses are using them right now.
Yeah, so the robots feed into this, the software operating platform called Cantilever. And the robots can look like the size of a briefcase, climbing up a wall, climbing around, piping. We also have drones or walking robots or smart sensors. But all these tools are gathering information and data and plugging into that central software. And then what we've been able to see is that customers are actually asking, can we put our operational or our IoT sensor data into that platform as well to derive better results, outcomes, or decisions on the ground? So what we've done is we've begun to enable the folks on the ground to become not just blue-collar workers, but engineers, because they can use the LLM that we have inside of Cantilever to be able to understand what sorts of decisions to make, because they have the data that allows them to be superpowered in that way.
So the energy sector is somewhere where you're very focused. Next week in your hometown, home state, there is a gathering, a political gathering with the energy industry. You work with legacy energy to basically say, here's how you could be better. Just explain how the tech works.
Yeah, so you're right. In Pittsburgh next week, the president, and put on by Senator McCormick, is bringing some of the biggest names in energy and AI to the city of Pittsburgh, where Gecko Robotics is based. And so what it's going to be all about is not just what's the state of things and what's the infrastructure for AI look like, but more importantly, the message that I'm delivering and I'm speaking on in particular with some of those leaders is how we should begin to judge AI's impact in energy by how much AI can actually create energy. Example, one of the biggest customers that we have that helps to run 5% of the power in the US, the 5 facilities that we've been able to deploy our technology stack and operating platform at have been able to show a huge increase to the heat rate of these natural gas power plants. The extrapolated impact is about 10 gigawatts of more power without having to create a single new power plant. This is a huge outcome as it relates to how do you combat this issue of we don't have enough energy to power the U.S. in particular to be the leader in artificial intelligence. Energy is the constraint, and so AI should be able to unlock energy, not always the other way around.
And what's so interesting is we're talking about some carbon-based legacy sources of energy. There's a lot of focus on you right now because last month you hit a $1.25 billion valuation. You want to scale. I know that you're kind of very focused on just keep continuing growing. Will we see a follow-on round just to keep that on the hardware side going?
Yeah, we really, so the way that customers buy and work with Gecko is they buy the operating platform and all the robots and sensors.
They don't just buy the robots.
They don't buy any of that. It all feeds into the outcomes that we are able to deliver with the operating platform. And so the biggest oil and gas companies in the world will be unveiling things in the next couple quarters. Same with manufacturing facilities that are making steel or making copper. We go into these old sectors that Silicon Valley has very much forgotten about. And what that means for us is that the scale and the impact of pragmatic artificial intelligence and robotics is hitting this inflection point. And you think about physical intelligence, and Jensen talks a lot about this, physical intelligence in these built environments, whether it be in the defense sector that we work in or it's in the industrial, there is very little physical intelligence. And so we are the leading company as it relates to creating that, which enables a moat for our artificial intelligence to be exceptionally better than those that are coming with a software-only solution. meaning, to the answer to your question, scaling and increasing the amount of fuel to that fire is something that we're going to need to do in the
Jake,
next 9
we
months.
just have 15 seconds, but your relationship with NVIDIA, you happy with them?
Yeah, I'm really happy with them. They've been great, but looking at physical intelligence for these industrial sectors, there's a lot more to go, and so hopefully we can help out.